The Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. Join me as I dive deep into the mysterious life of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and uncover what really happened to her. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a name that's become synonymous with Munchausen syndrome. By proxy, a condition where a caregiver fabricates or induces illnesses in someone under their care, often for attention and sympathy. But what makes Gypsy's story so remarkable is not just the sheer scale of abuse she suffered, but the way she fought back against her tormentor, her own mother. Gypsy's abusive relationship with her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, is a central issue that dominated her entire life. Dee Dee's manipulation started from a very young age, convincing Gypsy that she had a range of serious health conditions, including leukemia, muscular dystrophy, and seizures. The lies were so elaborate that Gypsy was forced to undergo unnecessary medical procedures, take medication, and use a wheelchair. Dee Dee's actions not only stifled Gypsy's independence, but also made her a prisoner in her own home. As the years went by, Gypsy's world became increasingly narrow. She was isolated from the outside world, and her only connection was her mother, who controlled every aspect of her life. Dee Dee's abuse was both physical and emotional, with Gypsy suffering from constant criticism and belittling. Gypsy's so-called illnesses became the focal point of their relationship, with Dee Dee milking the sympathy of friends, family, and even the charity organizations that supported them. Despite the suffocating grip Dee Dee had on her, Gypsy's curiosity about the world beyond her confinement grew. She began to question her mother's lies, and the more she learned, the angrier she became. Gypsy's desire for freedom and autonomy intensified, and she started to formulate a plan to escape her toxic environment. Gypsy's life was a carefully constructed facade, with Dee Dee convincing everyone that her daughter was a fragile, terminally ill child. But beneath the surface, Gypsy was a bright, curious, and determined individual who yearned for a normal life. Her medical history was a complex web of lies, with Dee Dee forcing her to undergo unnecessary surgeries, take medication, and even undergo chemotherapy. The manipulation was so extreme that Gypsy's teeth were actually removed, supposedly to prevent further illness. As Gypsy entered her teenage years, her desire for freedom reached a boiling point. She began to secretly use social media, where she met a boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn. Gypsy's online presence was her only connection to the outside world, and she clung to it desperately. The relationship became her lifeline, and she eventually hatched a plan with Nicholas to end Dee Dee's abuse once and for all. The pivotal moment when Gypsy took action against her mother is a turning point in her story. On June 14, 2015, Dee Dee was found stabbed to death in their home. Gypsy and Nicholas were arrested and charged with her murder. The motivations behind Gypsy's drastic decision were complex, driven by a mixture of desperation, anger, and a desire for freedom. Gypsy's actions were both tragic and terrifying, a testament to the extreme measures she felt forced to take to escape her toxic relationship. Gypsy's decision to take action against her mother had far-reaching consequences. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison for second-degree murder, while Nicholas received a life sentence. The case drew widespread attention, highlighting the dark world of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and sparking a national conversation about abuse, trauma, and the complexities of the mother-daughter bond. In the end, Gypsy's story serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of situations, there's always hope for change and redemption. What do you think about Gypsy's remarkable story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about Munchausen syndrome by proxy, check out our other video on the topic, where we dive deeper into the psychology behind this complex condition.